Vietnam, sponsored by Duval Motor Company.
More than 2 million American men were drafted to fight in Vietnam, taking some of our very youngest men halfway around the world to fight.
They stayed in college, many of them, to try and avoid the draft, but when graduation came, so did the war. And that was the case for Jacksonville's Jim Wellman.
Like I say, this is my war room, my study.
Tucked away in the back of Jim Wellman's Mandarin home.
And the wife didn't want stuff all over the place. And, hey, it's my home, my place.
His room, full of memories.
Okay, this is me in the shower. Place to go hide. I got my...
Memories that weren't always so fond.
They were now.
They are now.
Now.
Yeah.
10 years ago, no.
Wide-ranging emotions captured in hundreds of snapshots from his time in Vietnam.
I think of it as an experience that most people wouldn't go through, you know. And yes, they had a hard time and all that, and a lot of stuff I won't talk about.
He was a college student at the University of South Carolina, starting in 1964.
And I was supposed to graduate in '68, but I knew what was going to happen. Vietnam was going on, and I deleted a couple of courses.
But it only delayed the inevitable. He got his diploma in 1969.
Graduated and then got drafted within 2 weeks.
The Draft Lottery, a live report on tonight's picking of the birth dates for the draft.
The draft was needed because we had to have the manpower to put on the ground to stop the spread of communism in Vietnam. We simply didn't have it.
Dr. Mike Butler is an expert on the war in Vietnam, explains that while the draft was a lottery, it wasn't equitable.
If you were drafted, you didn't get to choose which branch you joined or what your assignment was. So, most of those who were drafted were sent to infantry. They were the ones on the front lines who saw the most serious of the combat action.
That was it. That's a grunt life, being out in the field, being in the jungle. That was, you know, just live it every day, trying to stay alive.
2.2 million men were drafted to fight in Vietnam, and the draftees accounted for 1/3 of the American combat deaths. Jim considers himself extremely lucky to have avoided that statistic.
Like I say, I was lucky that I only got hit once.
Shot in the leg, a Purple Heart recipient.
I still got a problem with it, but still, there's nothing I can do about it now. I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm fortunate that I didn't get worse.
And then, when he got home,
I was spit on. When I came home, I got spit on. But I was so happy to be home, it didn't bother me.
it could be easy to be bitter, angry, but Jim isn't. He continued to serve after Vietnam, spending the rest of his career in the Guard, and now helping other Vietnam veterans he comes across who have similar experiences as him.
But what you need to do, guys, is just go out there, find somebody to talk to, and let it out. It doesn't hurt to let it out.
Part of the reason Jim says he stays so positive is just sharing some of his stories and memories with fellow veterans in hopes that it helps him as much as it helps them as well.
So we invite you to watch our special program, Voices of Bravery, April 13th on First Coast News.